Hello and welcome. Welcome to the first, maybe not the last, early morning turning. Sorry we're a little bit late. We had a few little issues, but they're all ironed out, hopefully, and we are here. So welcome to all our friends, or from over the other side of the pond, and thanks for coming over and joining us. Hope you enjoy. In the background, I have two people who are going to be helping me. I have
helping. That's a loose term.
I have Brian from Art of Woodturning. If you don't know, then you should
Good evening,
know.
everybody.
And Lewis from the Craftsman. So thank you, gentlemen, for coming and joining me. So this is all new to myself and Brian. We're not normally doing lives over to you guys live. Normally, obviously, you guys catch. Well, there are a few of the people in the chat who I recognise the names, but normally we do our lives UK time. So perhaps you guys catch them on catch up. Yeah, depending on yeah. So welcome. Thank you very much for coming and joining us. Hopefully we're going to entertain you. If you do, then we'll be doing another one. So with saying that, I know I said on the listing I was going to do a colouring project because I do quite a bit of colouring, but I'm going to give you guys a choice of which piece you want me to turn. So I have a blank here that I've put some resin in it. It's like this is the intrinsic. I don't know if you guys know, but Hampshire sheen. What's the matter with him? Look, he's already off. Look, he's going off one already.
No, not resin. Oh god.
So this is the thing. We've got a traditionist, Brian, and then the Lewis does a lot of hybrid stuff. So you'll battle them both, but we'll try and keep them both sweet. So I've got this one here with which I've put intrinsic red in some resin. So there's that one. Or I can show you guys a colouring technique on just a normal piece of chestnut. So I'm going to chuck it over to the chat and I'm going to let you guys decide which one you want me to do. It doesn't matter to me either or, but you let me know which one you want. And the guys will tell me in the chat who wants what, and then we'll do whatever you want.
I'm going to be really controversial. I'm going to vote for a resin.
Oh, there we go.
How about that? Uncle Doug's just joined us.
Good morning. I just want to read the chat while they're deciding, or?
Yeah, can you want to read the chat, Lewis, or you want me to do it?
You go ahead.
All right. So from where I can see on my chat, we've got Michelle Higgins, Herb Scrolling Stations in, Robin's Buy and DIYs, Herb. Oh, I've said Herb. Michael Azzapardi. Scrolling down, Dara Colin. Shane Hurst. That's a new name for me, Shane. Welcome, Shane. What else have we got? Pete from Twisted Trees is in. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Robert from Hodgepodge is in. He's doing all right too. Bruce Watt, that's another new name for me. Hi, Bruce.
Morning. Or afternoon for you, Joshua.
Seth at Brickhouse Craftworks is in. Yeah, Bruce says it says beer o'clock in us.
8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, beer o'clock. Sorry.
Good man, Bruce. Do you have a couple of tinnies on me, buddy? Steve C's in. Bailey's Woodworks. Greg Alexander. Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks. Who else? Say Greg Alexander, I think maybe I did. Why you boys are real chatty to each other. Christie's Wood Creations. Shouting at you there, Steve. Steve! I think you must think you're sleeping, Steve. I don't know. Doug Miller's in. Chris Dodds said that. Damien. I can't read that. It's in fancy writing. Damien somebody. He says hello all and skkrafts.
Good morning.
And Steve C. Jaffy Makes is in. Goodness. There's 30 people watching.
Thank you all for coming over.
Currently. Paul Barn Productions is in.
Mate.
It's Doug, yeah, that's it. Welcome along, Doug. And I'm getting near the bottom of the list. I think that's about oh no, Kaylee Fields. Kaylee Fields wants resin. It's the first vote for resin I could see. Yeah, Paul Barnes just said I can't keep up with the chat. Neither can I.
It's
Neither
moving
can I,
pretty quick.
Doug. It's flying by here. It's just, the Plymouth Turner's in.
Good morning.
He must be an insomniac tonight, I think.
Must be working on his next project.
Annie N. Resin, please.
So that's 2 for resin.
Annie N's a new name to me as well. Shane Hurst, did I say Shane?
Can't remember.
Did. And I'm at the bottom of the chat, and that's everybody. I think I've given everybody a shout out, and if I haven't given everybody a shout out, stick a name in the bottom of the chat and let me know you're there, and I'll give you a shout out.
Right, so I think we're going for the resin one by the looks of it.
I think it looks like we're going for resin, buddy.
5 resin. Yeah, 4 or 5 resin. I think only one on the paint.
Right.
Coloring.
So resin it is then. I cast this. When did I cast this? Was it last Saturday or last Sunday, Brian?
Last Sunday, I think you cast that because I was there. Because I was surprised that you'd actually put a water-based dye, intrinsic colour, in resin, and it worked.
So what I used was the Hampshire Sheen intrinsic flame red with a bit of. It's got like a shimmer in it with some micro powder pearl just added to it. And like Brian says, the actual intrinsic colours are water-based. So I did a trial a few months ago and found out that the intrinsics actually do mix into the resin. So it gives it like, I don't know if you can see like the pearl you're looking at. So we'll get it on the lathe and we'll get it start turning. So I will move you guys over to the lathe, put these gentlemen in the background. And,
good job. Bye.
Put some light on helps. So always mount on. I always mount by drilling a 54mm Forstner bit in the back. So I'm going to mount that using that. And this is going to be my bottom. So hopefully I get.
Oh, Steve said bottom already.
Yeah. This is not going to. I don't know how much is going to be left in there once we turn out, because that was just a big void in there. What was originally the bark. So I want to try and keep some of it, but obviously we don't know how much we're going to keep until we start turning it. So I'll be honest, this is the first big piece I've ever added resin to. So be interesting to see how it comes out. So first thing I'm going to do.
So Annie N. Oh, sorry, Steve.
No,
so
you're
Annie N's just jumped in there and she says, I came from Pole Barn Productions. He told me about this.
Oh, so if you don't like it, Annie.
So blame Doug.
Blame Doug.
Brian Bird's in too. Brian.
What you say, buddy?
Brian Bird is in.
Oh.
Hi, Brian. So, like I say,
Hi,
this is the first big hybrid piece I've actually done. What I've infilled. So what I'm going to do is this is a bit high. So how I did, I put hot melt glue on there and then poured it so it didn't flow over. So I'm just going to turn off that middle first. Just put my smock on.
Steve, Michael McEwen wants to know why Nikki's not worming. Maybe you could bring her out and ask her in front of the camera.
I think if I brought her out and asked her, that'd be an 18 plus.
That could be the end to monetization, I think.
Yes, I think it may. She will be snoring her head off, I would imagine. Right, so turn the lathe down. Don't know how unbalanced this piece is, but we'll soon find out.
Outside the Barn is in. That's a new name to me.
That's a new name to me too, Outside the Barn. Although I retracted the message.
Alright, so let's just gently get rid of some of this weight. Oh, it's nothing very nice and resin shavings on your hand first thing in the morning.
Doug Miller's at it again. Hashtag flowers for Nikki.
Yeah,
she's not even here.
She's not even here. Get here.
that would
It's-
even save you.
Yeah, it's Lewis Knight that's here. Come on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'll get in the kitchen and get my chopping board and bring some carrots in. Make you feel at home. And for those of you that don't get that in joke, Steve does a Sunday lunchtime live in the UK, and Nikki does his earworm, and normally she's preparing Sunday lunch, so there is the odd chopping of carrots.
Just the odd chopping the carrot.
Oh, Paul Mar says that's his other. That's
Yeah.
Doug says that's his other channel outside the barn. I take it he's talking about.
That's your gardening channel, Doug?
I haven't time for one channel, never mind two. I have to learn how to edit videos quicker. That's my problem. Well, Michael, I have to say that I haven't had a nap.
Impressive for a man your age, Brian.
Nah, it's easy enough. I'm well used to staying up late. I don't need a lot of sleep. 4 or 5 hours a night will do me. Besides that, the older you get, the less sleep you actually need or want. Time goes past too quick without sleeping it away.
I suppose the thing is, you know, you're going to get more sleep anyway, eventually.
Yep. David Nicholson. Good evening, David.
Good evening. Evening, morning, afternoon, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, David.
Brian Barr is in. Oh, you said Brian, didn't you? You did, Liz.
Did.
All right, I see. So Doug has said that viewers get a bit upset if you do things that are not resin turning. So I started a different channel for other things.
Ah, right.
It's small and quiet.
Yeah, because Doug mostly does resin on his channel, doesn't he?
Does. I don't care. I just put whatever I feel like on my channel. If you don't want to watch the video, don't watch it. Just go to the next video. It's fine, you know.
Right, so, must be a you, this is.
It's you, is it?
It is, yeah.
You and resin. Oh dear. The wood turning gods will be turning in their grave.
Try and get a bit more speed out of it, really. That's better. That's better. So resin, Brian, you never turn a resin bowl, are you? Yeah.
Nope. Not yet. I've turned a few resin pens, but that's it.
You'll
I
love
haven't
it.
turned a full resin piece yet.
You'll love
Yeah.
it, you will.
No, I
You're
won't.
gonna step into the light, Brian.
What,
You're gonna
what makes you
step in-
think? What makes you think that, Steve?
Well, I think you'll just love the feel of it, the smell of it,
Oh,
the
yeah.
mess of it.
Yeah. There's the problem right there.
The mess.
The mess.
Right, it's just flat.
It's bad enough turning a pen, and there's hardly any resin on a pen.
He
Yeah,
says,
Pete from Twisted Trees has made a good comment there, Steve.
What's that?
He says, fancy targeting the USA audience with a timber they can't have.
Well, you know, it's,
You're such a tease, Steve.
it's always nice to sort of keep people intrigued, isn't it? Right, so find a centre. Going to put a mortise in the bottom of this.
Yeah, Steve C suggests it's the wood turning gods rolling upset because they didn't think of it first.
Right, so 27 mil. So, parting tool, just to put our mortars in the bottom there. Put it on a camera that you can see, really, it'd help, wouldn't it?
Doug says you love the feel of spider webs all over you, Brian. It's awful.
Yeah.
James Jenkins in. Hi, James.
Morning.
Hi, James. Welcome along. Jamie is from Argentina.
Oh, welcome.
I can't say that. Can you? I can't even read what his surname is there. But welcome along, Jamie. You're more than welcome.
Crone is in. Yep.
Who's in, sorry?
Jeff Crone.
Oh, Jeff.
Jeff Crone. Welcome along, Jeff.
So I'm going to do about 5 mil mortars in the bottom there, just to give us a little bit of security.
I suppose I should really turn my television off and pay attention to what you're turning, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Or should I? Maybe I'm not. Yeah, well.
Depends which is more interesting. What are you watching? If you're watching Babe Station.
Yeah, no. Watching some a stupid program on the television as background noise for this evening when I was trying to stay awake until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Hodge says, Bills, you got to talk standard measurements here now. He's a quarter inch, Hodge.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot you guys are in Imperial, aren't you? Yeah.
Imperial? 5 mil is just 1 mil short of quarter of an inch. 6 mil is quarter of an inch. I'm old, I'm ambidextrous. Six mil, Pete. Fight over it.
Yeah, we don't split hairs over 1 mil over here.
Yeah, what's a mil between friends?
The annoying side of the tape when you're trying to mark something out.
Yep.
Little lines.
Chris Dodd says, is that man inches, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, real inches.
Do you know that's stuck from my first live as?
That wasn't yesterday.
What wasn't yesterday?
Your first live.
Oh no, that was a long while ago. Right, so a little tiny foot in there.
Oh, Richard Feelington.
Hello,
Good morning, Richard. What's wrong with you? Are you insomniac as well? Or are you just in? Maybe he's been out. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be just coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so let's get a little bit of a shape on that now.
Mark Strutton's in.
Hi,
You
Mark.
must be working, Mark, are you?
Hey, Mark.
Mark's a trucker. I said a trucker.
Could be a break time for him.
With a T.
So just gently shape this over.
Mark will tell us, I'm sure. What size bow gouge is that, Steve?
This is the 1/2 inch bowl gouge. She's a bit beastie, but I wanted to use it to get rid of that resin. Or go through that resin.
You guys measure your bowl gouge by the original flute, correct?
Yeah, Todd suggests that we you all seem to be using imperial more than metric. Well, it's a strange thing. We kind of do we kind of mix the two up. So we could have a 12 inch diameter bowl with 75 mil deep. Just to confuse everybody.
That's about right, that is actually.
It is.
When I'm at work, I always use whatever's nearest. If it's nearer millimeters in the measurement,
Yep.
I'll use millimeters. If it's nearer inches, I'll use inches. To just flatten this off a little bit.
And Pete's just trying to add complete confusion to the mix.
Oh, is he?
A half-inch bowl gauge in the UK is a 5/8 in the USA.
You guys measure the flute, we measure the outside.
That's it. Which seems logical to me. Measure the size of the bar.
Yeah.
And then take the flute out of it. So why would you measure the size of the flute? Because you can make the flute any size.
Right.
Well, everybody likes to be different, don't they?
Mark says, nah, not working this morning. It's just about my normal lunchtime.
Mark L is in from Arizona. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark. All the way from Arizona.
It's round. It's round. Let's have a look at that. See what the resin looks like.
I'd love to visit Arizona someday. Because it's a beautiful part of the world. Some spectacular scenery in Arizona.
Never say never, Brian. Never say never.
Nope.
All right, let's get some shape on this now.
Mark L says, thanks for doing one of these. Thanks for doing this for those of us here in the US. You're welcome, buddy.
Not a problem.
And Damien says he's just subscribed to your channel.
Oh, thank you.
Steve.
Thank you very much. Thank you. If it's if people like it, then we will be doing some more. Might only be one.
Do it again.
Well, it might only be one a month, but we'll see what happens.
Indeed. If you want, we could do alternate months if you want, Steve.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Mark Shotton says, what are you guys doing up at this ungodly hour? Well, apart from the obvious, we're turning for our friends across the pond.
That resin is hard.
Woodwork learners then.
Hi, Andy.
So no doubt there'll be some cheek to follow any minute now.
Yep.
Hey, we're there.
Do you know, you meet somebody, they always think they've got the right to have a go at you, don't you?
Jeffy Mike says, okay, when Steve mentioned the wood, I was still waking up and I didn't hear. But I take it as you.
Yes, it is, Jeffrey, yeah.
It is, my friend, it is. Bruce Watt says, this time slot works well for me.
Oh, good.
What time's it where you are, Bruce?
That'll resin sharp. Do you wear a glove, Lewis, when you turn resin?
Say that again, Steve. Sorry.
Do you wear a glove when you turn resin?
I don't know. Not normally.
Well, it's a bit sharp when it comes off there.
I typically only use carbides though, so unless I'm hogging out the center quickly, I don't get hit in the hands too much. The carbides kind of throw it up over you.
Yeah. I don't want to take all that resin out, so I don't want to take.
Bruce says it's 1:30 in the afternoon where he is.
Oh, that's good. It's not too bad.
It's a nice time. No, it's a nice time of the day.
1:30 in the afternoon.
Yep. 13:30, he says. Sounds like a military man. David Nichols says it's 8:30 here in Western Kentucky, which is a great time for me. But why are you up? Just to try and entertain you guys, just for a change. Some of you guys come into our lives late at night, well, late at night for us, but early in the morning for you guys, so we thought we'd return the favour. Richard Phelan says it's time for a Guinness, methinks.
Yeah, you're right, Doug. Doug says you get blasted by the safety police if you wear a glove.
Yes, bit sharp, but hey ho. I'm a man. I'll suck it up.
Do it.
Right.
Mark L says, yeah, the scenery is something, is really something here. If you want spectacular, Sedona has some breathtaking views. Some strange people, but breathtaking views. You could say that for everywhere, I suppose.
Emmer Henry's in from Ireland.
Hi, Emmer. Emer.
Hi, Emma. Morning.
E-M-E-R. Emer.
Emer.
Emer Henry. Where are you from, Emer? Where are you from in Ireland?
Upper Al's in.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob. How you doing?
Mark L says it's 7:30 p.m. in AZ, Arizona. AZ, Arizona.
Doug says he's bleeding every week when he turns.
Yeah. Bit evil, isn't it?
Yeah.
Trouble is, if you wear a glove and you do something like this, people moan that you're wearing a glove.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he was saying. People get cranky because you're wearing a glove that's not safe.
So, Richard is saying hi to Emer from Limavady. Emer's from County Cavan. That's not too far away. I'm from County Down.
Right, I need to sharpen this gouge. This resin is not the edge off of that gouge.
Oh yeah, you're never getting through that whole bowl without sharpening it a couple times.
Yeah. Right, just quickly sharpen this. Do.
Jockey says it's 4:33 a.m.
Who said that? Jabby?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jabby's in South Africa, isn't he?
Yes.
That's better. Right. So as you can see, we're getting that corner around. I'm gonna try. Sorry, Liz. What'd you say?
Red looks really good on that, Steve.
Yeah, I don't want to try and take out too much because it's not very deep. But obviously take enough to. I don't want a dog bowl, but we'll see what we can get. So.
Yeah. A U dog bowl? Interesting.
Oh, I don't want it square corner, square sided, if you know what I mean. Try and get some sort of curve on it.
You could always round over into the top and leave it.
You and your rolled edge.
And then you could back hollow back towards the resin again.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can break through on the resin, so you get a little bit of it on the wall. That's what I'm hoping. So I'm just going to do some shear cuts in here to.
Chris Dodd suggests you could meet the safety police halfway and have fingerless gloves.
Yeah. There's always someone in alive if you wear like latex gloves.
Yep.
If you're doing a bit of colouring, there's always someone in alive if you touch a gouge with a pair of latex gloves. Oh, you got gloves on?
I've got gloves here that are made by Ansel and they're tearaway. They're made for rotary tools, so the back is made so that if they catch, they tear off you and they don't hurt.
All right, yeah.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah,
most
but I don't.
Go on, sorry.
I still don't like to turn with them.
No, but sometimes you forget, don't you? Because you're doing things and you've got your mind on other things. But most latex gloves are that thin. As soon as you touch them, well, 9 times out of 10 you break and put them on, let alone anything else.
Andy says if all else fails, it would still hold your carrots for Sunday lunch. I hope we put my carrots in a U bowl, thanks, all the same.
Yes, might not be a smart idea.
Eamon Henry says at Paul Warren Productions, glad you did the shout out. That's why I'm here.
Oh, good man. Thank you very much to Doug for that. I really do appreciate that, Doug.
Yep.
Just gently try and get this corner curved, and I'll be happy with that, I think.
If you wouldn't mind, guys, giving Steve a thumbs up. If you're enjoying what he's doing. Pete Twisted Tree says that latex tears easier than skin.
Yeah.
And they're pretty safe as long as they're tight. I would have to agree with that.
Yeah. I think I'm going to lose a little bit of that when I do the edge. I don't mind a little bit of an inclusion every now and again. Just keeps a feature of the bolt, I think, personally. But
I think so, yeah.
right, so let's just move that around. Just
actual inclusions add a little bit. I don't think they take away from a piece.
No.
I think they add something.
Well, I always try and think. I always like to see some of the natural features in a bowl. You know, at the end of the day, it was a living thing at the end. You know, to start with. And I like to think that our job as turners is to enhance what it was, not what it is going to be. Right, I'm going to sand that now. So it's taking a lot of that resin away. Let's say there's only that little bit there, and I'm hoping that's going to pop through. But we'll see. Look at the mess. Look at the mess.
Todd thinks you've made a lovely colour combination there, Steve, with the red and the U.
Thank you, Doug. I'll be honest, it was Brian's suggestion, the red. So I just chucked in the micro powder. That was my contribution. Right,
yeah, the shit. You chucked in the bling.
The bling, yeah. Bling, bling. All right, let's sand this up then. So I'm going to sand this with the Simon Hope Inertia sander. Take it from... I'm going to take it up to 400. The reason being is because of the resin. And then we're going to finish it with Yorkshire grit. So I'm starting off with 80 grit, just to get rid of some of the tool marks in the resin.
That's why you use 80 grit. You've been very quiet, Lewis.
Just enjoying the show.
He's just enjoying it. Lewis is actually watching you intently there, Steve. I'm watching him.
Is he?
Yeah, he hasn't taken his eyes off the screen once.
Well, I don't know if to take that as a compliment or a...
Well, sometimes I see the look in his face, there's a bit of a wince in the eyes, and think, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Why is he doing that?
I'm only kidding.
He just rammed that ball gouge in there like a Neanderthal.
Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear.
This your first airworming experience, Lewis?
It is. It is.
So Mark Ellis asking what shade of red is in that resin?
So the red I used is this, the Hampshire Sheen intrinsic colours. I don't know if you can get this over in America. Can you, Lewis? You can, can't you?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah.
Yeah, up here in Canada, Woodsley sells it. So
yeah. So this is made by Martin Sabian Smith, Hampshire Sheen Intrinsics. This is water based, and I did an experiment a few months ago and found that the Hampshire Sheen will actually mix in with an epoxy resin. So water based will mix in with the solvent based resin. So
is that Flame or Ruby?
Yes, Ruby, that one.
Ruby, yeah. Which is the darker of the two reds.
That's it, yeah, that's the darker one. And then what I did is I just chucked in a little tiny bit, not a lot, just a little tiny bit of pearl micro powder, just so that gave us a little bit of a sparkle, which hopefully once I get it polished up, you're going to see.
It says it's available from the Walnut Log in Missouri and Woodward.
There you go.
Texas. And
it's good colours. I really do.
Texas.
I do like them. They're really concentrated. They give you some nice, vibrant colours as well. But obviously, other colours are available. or other manufacturers are available, shall I say?
You got a hacker in there, Brian.
Yeah, I got him.
Boy.
That was our first bot.
There's not so many as there used to be.
No, just after Christmas there was loads.
Yeah.
But it seemed to have died away again for a while. They'll be back.
So just gently sand this up. This is 120, 180, 120, go to 240 next. I normally do 180 in between. But I think we can get away with missing it, to be honest.
Excuse me. A nice simple shape you put on that, Steve.
It is. I didn't want to take all that resin away.
No. It's good.
I mean, the resin wasn't that. It looked deep when you put it in, but it's not that deep, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
No.
So I'd like to see if I can just get a little bit popping through the corner.
You may not get to it from the inside.
No, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yep. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
So I'm going to jump up to 240 now. I'm going to miss out 180. Jump up to 240.
80, 120, 240.
Yep.
That's my. That's how I usually go up in the grits as well.
If I'm colouring, I normally use the 180. But for this, I won't need to.
Yeah, Mark says, thanks. I got my Yorkshire grip from the walnut log. I'll check out the colours as well.
Yeah.
They're good. I use them. I use the colours all the time. They're actually very good.
They are very good. And they do a sample pack. If you want to have a play, they do a sample pack to get you started so you can try them. And to be honest, there's quite a bit in the sample packs.
Yeah, it lasts a good while.
Yeah, there's 16 colors, I think.
Oh, is it?
I think
no,
so.
There's not. No, there's not 16. No.
I think the ones that I have coming have 16 in them.
12, I think.
Yeah, 12 colours. Yeah, there's 12 colours. That's what I've got on my shelf anyway. 12 colours. They do honey, burnt orange, flame red, ruby red, sky blue, midnight blue, plum, which is a purpley colour, black, white, earth, which is brown, forest green, which is a dark green, and pear green, which is a light green. So
That's correct.
right, so let's go up to 320.
The only one I don't like much is the white, because it doesn't. Yeah, if you mix it with anything else, it turns it into a pastel colour.
Yeah.
And it's just
bit of a waste of time. I haven't even used my white.
I did try it on one bow. Tried it on the inside of one bow. It didn't look right at all. Didn't like it. Andy the Woodwork Learner says I usually start at 80 grit as I leave horrible finish from the tools. Lighter cuts, buddy. Lighter cuts.
Yeah, experience.
Practice.
Sometimes
you'll get it.
Sometimes people push too hard on their tools as well. That can cause you issues. Let the tool do the cutting.
If you rub the bevel too hard, you can tend to put spirals into your work.
Yeah, and you'll end up finding. I always say that if the tool is starting to bounce, if there's a flat piece of wood and the tool's starting to bounce, you're pushing too hard.
Too big a cut, pushing too hard. Try and rub the bevel instead of float the bevel.
Yeah. Right, so last one, 400 grit. And
yeah, Dara, you could be right. Dara says the white could come in useful this Easter. You could make pastel colours for Easter, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because that's just around the corner, isn't it, Easter? Not I mean.
Chris Dodds suggested that Andy the woodwork leather could use a house brick first.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there. Chris.
When I first started using traditional tools, I used to start with 60 grit. That was that bad. Right, so
You're right on the intrinsics, Brian. There are 12. I just double checked, and Doug Miller says there's 12 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Doug would not steer me wrong, although I know you
Nope.
would.
oh, Lewis, how can you say that?
That's terrible. I can't believe you even went and checked and just didn't take my word for it.
Right, so there's our.
You're lucky you're a Canadian, or I would have been offended.
Right, so let's sand and seal that now. This will pop now when we sand and seal it. So, cellulose sand and sealer. Just give it a nice coat. Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
I don't think you want to cut that through to the resin from the inside anyway, Steve, because that's got a nice back and it makes it nice and rich.
Yeah.
It'll lighten up a lot if you cut through.
It will. I think if I go all the way through to the resin, that won't look right.
Yep. You're right, Todd. The cold does affect my memory.
I do like
Jabby says he doesn't see the sample packs on sale here. Just a normal sized bottle, like Steve has.
Oh, right, I don't know.
They're $200 a bottle. Wow. It's a bit expensive.
Yeah, but I don't. That's their currency, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
South African.
He's out of South Africa as well. I suppose it's about transport and everything as well.
Yeah.
And that's nice. That sapwood really brings it up.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Look at that.
Beautiful bit of wood.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Right. So give that a couple of seconds to dry. And then we'll get. Go on. Sorry.
I was going to say it's not even polished yet.
It's not even polished yet. So we'll get out the Yorkshire grit. You guys, obviously, a lot of you guys already use this stuff. But,
yeah. Most of them, I think.
Let's put my gouges up. So let's get some paper. Roll our tissue.
Woodwork Leather's just made another comment. Just, as you say, practice, practice, practice. And if all else fails, you use an open fire for the final finish.
God said they got some ice storms yesterday.
Excuse me.
All right, so polish this up. This should take it up to about 1,000 grit. So it should give us a bit of a smoother finish.
If Jo was awake now, she'd be singing.
Oh, she would, no doubt. Thank God for small mercies.
That's absolutely stunning.
Who did? Sorry?
Emer.
Oh, thank you.
And Bruce Watt says it's cool.
Cool.
Michael says it's not the cold that gets the memory, it's what you take to deal with the cold. We went from plus 15 on Wednesday to minus 15 today.
Blimey.
Celsius.
That's the difference, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
Wow.
Is this your cold time of the year, Lewis?
No, we're by the coldest part now.
All right.
So Jaffy's saying that the South African rand currently we pay 20 rand and 28 cents for £1 British pound.
Aye.
Wow.
That's a big difference, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So just going to spend a bit of time working this in.
There, Doug's singing.
Ah, is he?
Yep. I'm imagining it as a big, boisterous Pavarotti type voice that he's got.
Oh yeah, that would be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The operatic tenor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh wow, they were 85 degrees Fahrenheit on Monday. Todd said, and then ice storm on Wednesday. That's worse than us.
It is,
Yeah.
Chris Todd says, close the fridge door, Lewis.
So hopefully this is going to shine when I take this off here.
And Robert says, he says, it's nearly freezing down in Houston.
Nearly freezing.
Nearly freezing. He says it's ridiculous. Houston, Texas, and it's nearly freezing. It is freezing here. It's 0 degrees at my house. Well, not inside, obviously, because I'm sitting here in a t-shirt, but outside it is.
Right,
Oh, Doug's a baritone, he says.
oh, baritone.
Oh, he's a baritone. Oh, that could be worse. He could be a monotone.
All right, so polish this off.
That is a beautiful piece of wood, I have to say. Bet you had to stick a bit of resin at me, but never mind.
Don't be like that. You like that, Brian?
I actually do like it. Damn. I'm not supposed to like it. 7 degrees in Ireland, apparently.
7 degrees.
Nope, 7 degrees up here, I can tell you.
So there you go. That's polished up to well,
Freezing.
that's cut back up to 1,000 grit now using the Yorkshire grit. So do I use a microfine? Why not? I think so because it's resin. So now going to go with a microfine. This will take up to about 2,000 grit. Just get some clean tissue out or some new tissue out.
Yeah, absolutely want the microphone. Makes a huge difference.
It does.
New
Makes
tissue.
a really good microfine. Makes a really good job on lacquer as well.
Yeah, it does. So microfine, you use it exactly the same way as the original, and like the guys say, it does do a lovely job on resin and lacquer.
It says it's -5 in Michigan. Doug, you must get some pretty funky weather off the Great Lakes too, do you? Or are you far enough away that it doesn't change that much, sir?
Jeff Cohen says, it's 1 degree here in Minneapolis. I wish that was Celsius.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Paul's got her air conditioner fired up.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, Paula would welcome Paula in. Hi, Paula.
That's why half the people from where I live are in Florida.
And Colin Chambers is in as well. Good evening, Colin.
good morning, evening, however it is for you.
Or wherever you are. That comment came in at 0254 according to the time on this, but what time is it where you are?
So as you can see, the Yorkshire grit collects all the dust in the tissue, so no dust, which is the benefit of Yorkshire grit.
Sand up to 240 and then Yorkshire grit up to 2000.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
Normal timber bowl, I would do that, but because it's resin, I took up to 400 grit.
Yep. It is the business. I actually hate sanding. Don't like it at all.
Colin's in Tennessee. He's next door to Doug. Doug and David. I want to get down there with a motorcycle sometime. I spent some time in Kentucky. It's really nice there as well. I didn't get to Tennessee, but they're neighbors, and it's beautiful country down there.
Time in Colorado. Flew into Denver and drove all the way from Denver down to Pagosa Springs. Absolutely superb. A little bit of touring about there, went up into Utah. It was nice. Beautiful countryside.
States are so big, aren't they? They're huge.
Yep. Katie Sheridan. Good morning, Katie.
Hi, Cody. How you doing? So a lot of people can't sleep this
Mark-
morning.
Question from Mike Mark Stratton. Steve, are you using a finer polish to shine the resin?
Yes, I am. I've just done it with microfine, mate. I've done the whole bowl with microfine, as you can see. And that just brings up the resin. If I put it on the overhead camera, you'll see the shine. You can see the shine on the resin, and that's without a finish. That's just polished with the Yorkshire grit up to, or Yorkshire grit microfine, which is, like I say, roughly 2000 grit. So now we're going to put a finish on there, so hopefully we'll get a bit better finish.
Yeah,
So Shane Hurst says he's from East Tennessee, but he's currently in Alabama racing this weekend. What kind of racing is that, Shane?
Let's just buff that off. What do you reckon over the top of that? Just normal wood wax? Hampshire sheen wax?
yeah, Hampshire sheen works well.
Yeah, well, Hampshire Sheen works on resin.
So Hampshire sheen. So
Doug says Kentucky has great bike roads. You guys don't get frost down there. Your roads are so much better than ours. It's ridiculous.
Hampshire sheen high polish resin. Or high gloss resin, should we call it?
Minus 12 degrees Celsius in New York right now.
Yeah.
Oh, dirt track racing, Shane Hurst is doing.
All right. Well, good luck for the weekend.
Enjoy. Have fun. That's why you do it.
So buff this off.
Yep. Doug says he thinks that Michigan has more square miles than the UK, but you outnumber us 6 to 1.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage.
We have 10 million people. You have 66 million.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
Johnson back.
We could send you some more if you want.
Yeah, if you want some, we can send you a couple of million just to get you, a bit of a taster.
Greg Alexander says he lives outside Lexington. Andy Woodward Ladder says he was racing last weekend on his mobility scooter. Had a friend over, he was as bad as me. Krisky's Wood Creations, did we welcome in? Hi, Krisky.
No, it didn't. Morning.
I left on a bike ride from Eastern NC. Where's NC?
Hodge says he hopes you don't show off your funnel skills tonight. I think Steve is funnel free in 2022 so far.
Shh, don't say nothing. Don't say. Who jinxed it? Who jinxed it?
Oh, who did that? Oh.
Oh, you can't make a funnel with this one, Steve. When you start to see resin, you know you have to stop.
Yeah, I know,
Well,
but
that's true, yeah.
Yeah, true. Oh, well, yeah, I can't believe someone's just jinxed me now. So there we go. That's the. Oh, let's put it on the camera. You can see. So that's the bottom finished.
That's nice.
So let's get it turned. Get the inside, and like Lewis said, we don't want to be going too deep.
Shane says he's spending more time trying to stay warm.
Right, so before I start, I'm just going to sharpen my gouges again. Just so we've got a nice sharp gouge to go into there.
Bruce Watt says he sold his cruiser last year, found I wasn't bouncing as well when I hit the road. He's quite right. I've stopped riding horses now because you don't bounce when you hit the ground. Well, I haven't stopped riding as such. I've stopped starting new horses.
All right, nice sharp gouge.
Yeah.
So put you guys on that camera. You should get a bit better view. Oh, it's not quite the full view. Is that all right, or do you want me to change it?
Yeah, that's okay.
That's good.
Well, it'd be better if you could let it out a little bit.
There you go.
Dara's being supportive. Stevie said, if you do make a funnel, you can always add more resin.
Well, this is true. This is true. That's the good thing about resin, isn't it? What camera are we going for? Rare. Got that many cameras on here. Hang on, I've got to find it now. This one here, rare. Right. So open that. Let's shrink it a little bit. There you
Michael
go.
has
Perfect.
Michael has a party wants to know if you put that in a pressure pot, Steve.
No, I didn't. No, this was just laid on the bench. I put some hot melt glue around the area I wanted to fill, and I just poured it. I did warm the resin up with the hot air gun, to be honest, just so it brought all the air to the top. And then over about a half-hour period, I just kept going over it with a hot air gun to pop the air bubbles. But what I did do is I sealed the timber with some cellulose sand and sealer first, just so that didn't stop, but just restricted the air flowing through or drawing through the wood, which is what I normally do. I normally sand and seal the wood first, so that helps to reduce the air bubbles. Right, what are we doing? Starting this up. So just gently I don't want a real thin wall. I want to try and keep quite a, not chunky, but a decent sized wall on it, perhaps a 1/2 inch thick, something like that.
David Nichols said he stopped training horses too because the ground was getting harder. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Mark Stratton is off for the night. See you, Mark.
Good night, Mark.
Right, Mark.
Take it easy, buddy. See you on Sunday.
Is you quite soft, Steve?
Sorry?
Is you quite soft?
No, this is quite a hard piece actually.
Is it hard?
I think if it's fairly, this is quite dry.
If it gets too dry, it goes hard.
Yeah, this is quite dry.
If you can get it somewhere about 12 to 15% moisture, it's nice to cut. It sounds dry.
It is very dry, and it's very hard as well.
Yeah. Check my gauge again if you need to. So, Colin Chambers has asked me, where about in Scotland are you from, Brian? I actually live in Ireland. The north of Ireland. Northern Ireland, if you want to call it that. But originally from, born in Edinburgh, and then I spent my formative years in a little tiny place called Kerrymuir, which is north of Dundee on the road to Aberdeen. But I've lived in Ireland, lived in Northern Ireland now since 1975.
And they won't let him out.
But I do work at maintaining my Scottish accent.
Not that Ireland won't let him out, it's that no one else will let him in.
Yeah. I can't get in anywhere else. That's right. Now they might send me to Australia sometime, of course. You know what they do, send convicts to Australia, of course. A Scottish accent is very well tamed by living in Ireland.
Hodge said you moved there when you retired.
Listen, Robert, there's absolutely no need for that, you know.
That's hard in the middle there.
So Bruce Watt has just texted his missus in the lounge for another beer, and the wonderful woman just delivered it. I'm so blessed. You're so lazy. Get up off your rear end and go and get your own beer. That's what my wife would tell me. If I text Michelle to bring me another beer, I'd be wearing it.
Yes.
Colin Chambers is. He knows it well. He's from Fife. He's been in the States for, is that 2 years or 20 years? Or 2.0 years? Where about in Fife are you from, Colin? You've just read Robert's comment, haven't you?
I did. You can't deny that. Where there's
No, I can't deny that.
There's
I
film
can't.
evidence.
There's no denying. Chris Dodd says we have plenty more room for some more convicts, Brian. I'm on my way, son. I'm on my way.
I'm going to sharpen that again. That's
I've been to
just...
Australia too, actually. I spent some time in a tiny place called Townsville.
Was that
with the first Australian rifles? That was a learning experience. Let me put it that way.
Was that when we used on leave on the Pacific War?
No. What are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything, bro. I'm just asking a question, mate.
That was in 1972. No, it would have been 1971, actually.
Year before I was born.
I spent 6 weeks, surprisingly enough, doing jungle training in Australia.
There you go.
People seem to think Australia is just kind of flat, sandy, dry. But they have primary jungle in Australia.
Beautiful country, Australia is.
It's absolutely fabulous.
It's one place I would like to go.
It's where I first experienced a drive-in movie. Yep, she does indeed, Richard. When I do my Thursday afternoon live, Michelle works in the morning. She comes home, and if I'm still in the live, she brings me a cup of tea and a biscuit of some description, or a chocolate bar sometimes.
Depends if he's been a good boy or not.
Well, Ballingarry. Oh, 20 years. She's been. Colin's been in America for 20 years. He's originally from Ballingarry. Bruce Watt lived in the Northern Territories for 11 years. Ah.
Let's have a look, see how much meat we got on there.
I spent a wonderful weekend in Australia on a tiny little place called Magnetic Island. It was fabulous. Scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef and stuff. It was brilliant.
I was watching a program about the Great Barrier Reef the other night, and it's quite interesting how it rejuvenates itself.
It does.
Oh, sugar. Didn't do that.
Oops.
Huh.
Is that a depth gauge you're using, Steve?
It was a depth gauge.
Joe Garapola. I can't say that guy's name. Sorry, Joe. But welcome along, Joe.
I'm going to use a traditional grinder in the bottom of that. See if that helps. So hard.
What size did you tell me this blank was?
Sorry?
What size did you say this blank was?
I didn't. I reckon it's about 10 inches.
You reckon? Have you not got a ruler?
Yeah, I've got one here. 10
Oh,
and a
there you
quarter.
go.
10 and a quarter inches
There you
by finished width at the moment is 2 and a quarter inches.
go. Very good, Steve. It's a good size bowl. Yeah, I think you're right, Andy. Andy thinks the Great Barrier Reef is in a bit of danger now. And it is in places, I think. Scientists think it's due to global warming. I have no idea. It's probably only in danger because humans have got such a limited lifespan. It's probably been regenerated lots of times in its existence.
Alright, so I'm nearly through to the resin. And I don't
Yeah,
want to
no.
I don't want to break through to the resin, so
How
That's
much resin have you got? How much resin is left in it? How much depth?
I can't tell you how much resin depth there is,
Okay.
can I? Because I reckon 10, 12 mil, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
So I can take a
You
little
don't,
bit.
you,
Go
you
on,
don't
sorry.
want to break through to it at all, no?
No, I think if I break through to it, what do you think, Lewis?
Well, it's going to lighten it up a lot. It's nice. It's nice, rich color on the outside now, and if you let the light through, it's going to lighten it up a lot on the outside.
Yeah, that'll go more of a pinky than a red, won't it?
That's right.
So that's why I don't really want to break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up with the scraper, because that is rock. Where you got these bits here and here, that is rock hard.
Yep.
So I'm just going to clean this corner up. I don't want to. I know in theory you're supposed to have the same angle on the outside as you are on the inside, but if I do, it's going to be quite a steep curve in there. So I quite like that natural curve, to be honest. So
That's a design issue. I mean, you don't have to match the outside with the inside.
oh no, I appreciate that. No, you don't have to, but it's usually the thing in it. It's usually the.
Yeah, yeah. It's an industry standard, if you like, that try and make the inside match the outside.
Yeah.
If you're being a bit more artistic about the whole thing, do what you like, basically. Bruce has been very quiet.
Watching intently.
Watching intently.
He's making notes. So at the end he can go.
Richard Phelan says you're already through.
Already
I
through?
can't see it. Yep.
Don't say
That's what
that.
you said. Through. That's what you said. You're already through.
To the resin, it means.
I
Come
can't
on.
see the rest.
Oh, just there, look. Yeah, just there.
Oh, yeah?
Just there, look.
Shine a light. Oh, so yeah, I'll leave it.
That's it. I'm not going no more than that then. So
No.
just be spinning the bottom out. Hey, Richard?
Oh, well spotted, Richard. You watched this on the big TV, Richard, or something?
No, he's actually paying attention, Brian.
I'm paying attention too. I'm watching intently. It's only a wee tiny bit, though.
That won't hurt a thing.
So
Yep,
just,
Bruce Watt says it's what works for you on the design. I think he's talking about.
yeah.
Doesn't it? It's exactly you. You're the guy who's turning it. If you like it, that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, I like things that are slightly unusual. I like things that aren't perfectly
Uh-huh.
symmetric and. So I'm going to round the inside, but leave the outside square edged.
Yeah, thanks for that, Andy. Thanks for the reminder, Andy.
It's the semi-rolled edge, Brian. Just for you.
Less of a design chore, more of a cock up. He's reminding me of my loose chuck.
Loose chuck? Brian don't have loose chucks, does he?
I did. It came loose, yeah.
When was that?
And Richard Violent says, yes, I'm on a 52-inch TV. Not about wonder he can see it. I'm watching it on a picture. It's about 2 inches square.
Let's check that. That's better. All right, Brian, I'll go as good as I can.
So that was it. That was a yawn there. I thought I'm just falling asleep now. You're all right.
I'm going to power sand this inside.
You're fine, Steve. Take your time. I was only kidding. Just whining. Just whining, but.
So I'm going to power sand this, so that'll get a better finish with a power sander. So I've kept that little inclusion there, which I like.
Watch you don't heat that you up.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to do it that quick. Right, so what am I doing? Power sanding, right. Power sanding, turn the lathe down, extraction on helps. And I Brian, so you don't want to heat it because the U will open up and crack.
That's correct.
Every piece of you I've seen anyone turn always has a lot of swirly grain in it.
Yeah.
It does that.
You get a lot of inclusions and branches outlets on U, don't you?
Yep. There's very, very few plain bits of you.
Yeah. It's getting hard to get hold of now, U is.
Oh, Andy says he's not wearing his glasses, so everything's blurred anyway. Well, put your glasses on, you muppet.
He's watching us on the radio.
Yep. Your extractor's working well, Steve.
With that old U dust, you don't want that in your lungs, do you?
Nope.
That's better. So that was 80 grit. Get rid of all the little tool marks. Do 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 do.
He's singing. Don't be singing, Steve.
Sorry.
We're not falling in the silence. There's a compliment for you, Brian.
Or Andy. It's a real compliment.
Sure.
Chris Watt says I have a piece of Tassie
Myrtle.
Myrtle
Never heard of that.
on the lathe at the moment. He's doing a square bowl with a resin groove inlay.
Nice.
Very nice. We're going to see pictures of that somewhere, Bruce? Or is it coming out as a video? Might not be coming out as a video because Bruce has no videos on his channel.
Oh, time to change that.
Might be his first one then.
Todd at Glen Cove Woodwork says, question. Is this a giveaway bowl for the folks over here across the pond? It sure is lovely.
Wow, never thought about that. Actually, what I am doing is I'm doing a 3,000 sub giveaway.
Ta-da.
So, what I could do is for anybody who enters it over the pond. Now, it's a bit unfair if I do it for just over the pond. I'll tell you what I'll do. One of the guys will think up a catchphrase between now and the end of the live. They can message, and I've got a bit of a breakout in there.
Catchphrase?
Or a phrase, a slogan, or whatever.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then leave when the video goes live. Obviously, you won't be able to leave a comment now, but when the video goes live, if you leave a comment, I will draw a winner of one of you guys overseas, and I'll send it to you. Whoever wins it.
Yeah, there you go.
Doug from Pole Barn wants to know what RPM you turned that at, Steve.
What, sanding it?
No, turning it. He said, what RPM did you turn that at?
Oh, turn it about anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500, Doug. I couldn't get no major speed on it because it was a bit unbalanced.
Yeah, Richard suggests I should take a point away from you for singing, Steve.
Actually, I'm just going to clean that edge up a little bit.
Bruce Watt says he needs to make a channel. No time like the present.
So that's up to 400 grit. A bit of a tool mark. I don't know if that's a tool mark or not. It's a bit of an inclusion there. I don't know where that come from.
Did you get a bit falling out or something?
Yeah, there's a bit fell out of there. Look.
Steve said, cool, congratulations, Steve, on hitting 3K.
Thank you very much.
And Richard Phelan says, is Ireland overseas?
Well, in fair,
Technically,
technically, yeah.
it's over the Irish Sea, yeah.
It's over AC. I didn't say which sea, did I?
That's why I suggested you said over the pond.
Over the pond.
Yeah.
Right, let's get some sand and sealer on this then.
So basically, anybody who's in the chat this evening, if you want this bowl, you need to comment on Steve's live. We need a keyword.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of bark actually. That in there. You see, look, I reckon that's a bit inside of the bark.
Yeah, could be.
I was asking when you hit 3,000. When did you hit 3,000? He hoped he helped.
I hit 3,000 beginning of last week, but I will be honest. Since Doug gave me the shout out, I've gained another 20 subs. So thank you, Doug, for that.
Perfect.
I hit 1,000 subs 2 days ago.
Yeah, because me and Brian hit our milestone pretty close together, didn't we, mate?
We did.
So let that dry off. Pretty bit of wood that is. Very pretty.
It is a very pretty piece of wood. So what do we think for a keyword?
Come on, boys. What do you reckon? Something entertaining.
So at 3:30 in the morning, you want me to be entertaining?
Yeah, just be.
Lewis, entertain us there, quick, you're still awake.
Wide awake over here.
So, a catch. What a
Thank you, Steve C.
Oops. So Yorkshire Grit Original.
Yeah, Doug Miller says, I hope some of this came from me pushing it out on my live as well.
You did, Doug. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug.
I do appreciate you guys sharing it out. Very much appreciated. But I think the community in all is a great community.
Thanks, Bruce.
That we all help each other.
Bruce says he's heading over to check out my channel after this. Thank you.
You're going to enter the land of designer smocks, Bruce.
Yeah.
Designer smocks and fancy.
Oh, that's a good suggestion. Doug Miller says, how about late night?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, late night. Late night you.
That's a good one, Doug.
Todd's asking.
Well done, Doug. That'll do it. That'll be it.
Todd's asking if the density of the resin compared to the wood makes it unbalanced.
Yeah, it does. Because you got resin just on one side, it makes it that side heavy. So when you turn it, it makes the lathe jump around a little bit. And also when you're turning it, you hit the resin. Obviously that's quite hard. Then you hit this bit of soft U, which goes nice, and then you hit another hard bit of U. That's like being on a trampoline with it, really.
Yeah.
But we got there.
That's one thing about stabilizing your wood. It makes it a lot more consistent in hardness if you can stand the dust.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That is the biggest disadvantage, all the dust, isn't it? Because it's just like, I don't know. I haven't I've got this vacuum chamber, but I haven't got the cactus juice yet. So I will be stabilising it more for pen blanks than anything else.
Steve Hill suggests we could use the catchphrase across the pond.
Over the pond.
Or over the pond, sorry.
Well, I'll let you two decide, since you're the worms. You decide which one you want to go with.
We could combine those two and put late night over the pond.
Lerner says sleep turning.
Sleep turning.
Late night sleep turning over the pond. There you go.
This catchphrase is getting longer, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to say, that'll be a sentence before long.
And nobody'll ever remember it.
Margaret Davis is in, and another spammer. Ryan?
I'll get them. I'll get them.
Oh, you ain't got a spanner, have you, Lewis? Sorry, mate.
That's okay.
And he's gone.
In the last 2 weeks, I put people on timeouts accidentally by just moving my phone.
No.
Oh, it's not meant to have a touchscreen.
Margaret Davis. I didn't think we said hello to Margaret. She must have been hiding in the background, was she?
Yeah, Margaret.
Such a beautiful figuring, just lovely. I'm so glad Mr. Pole told us about this.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed. So just wipe off the excess grit, get rid of it all, and then we'll go with the microfine. So that's up to 1,000 grit. So now we'll go to the microfine. The only reason I'm using microfine...
Shakespeare's plays were shorter than that catchphrase.
So the only reason I'm using the microfine really is because of the resin in it. I wouldn't normally use microfine on a wood piece. Bit much on there, anyway.
So we're going to go for late night across the pond.
Yep,
That's
whatever.
the phrase that you need to put into the chat. Late night across the pond.
Not in the
Not
chat.
in the chat, sorry.
In the comments.
In the comments on the live.
But you won't be able to.
We can actually do a draw.
You won't be able to do that until the live has been finished and processed.
Yep.
So what will happen is
tomorrow.
The live will finish, YouTube will process it, and then you'll be able to go back and comment on it. And if you put the phrase in, what is it, Brian?
Late night across the pond. Late night across the pond. I'll type it in the chat.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then what I'll do is I'll leave it running for 2 weeks, and then on one of my lives I'll announce the winner. And then I'll get in contact with you, and then whoever wins it, I'll get it shipped over to you.
Announce it on the next late night across the pond.
Yeah, could do. Yeah, could do. Yeah, that's perhaps a better idea.
No, it's not. It's not across the pond at all. It's over the pond.
It's over the pond. I didn't want to jump on you on that, but you're
You should have. You should have.
Well, you're tired and not young.
Here. The tired was okay. The not young was just you overstepped the Canadian mark there.
I thought you might
You just got very un-Canadian then. You're going to have to stop that.
Just in case you were Terry, I thought I should needle you a little.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Lewis. We'll announce it on the next live.
There you go, guys.
Doug says late night, not date night.
I didn't say date night. I said late. And if you type it the way Brian pronounces it, you'll win. This is true.
I'm glad to see this bit of wood go, to be honest, because it's been sat on my bench for about 18 months, this bit of wood, not knowing what I was going to... It has. I got this from Keith before the pandemic.
Well, that's 2 years ago.
Yes, yeah. And it's been sat on my bench for nearly 18 months, not knowing what to do with it. So I'm glad it's actually turned out all right. So there you go, look at that. Just blow in there, get rid of that Yorkshire grit out of there.
Brian Watt says, mate, if you need me to subsidise the shipment to Oz when I win it, just let me know. Most expensive to you.
There's nothing like confidence, is there?
Just what I typed in there, Robert.
Yeah, late night over the pond.
Late night over the pond.
There you go. That's beautiful. I like that. Really like that.
Very nice.
Just that little glimmer through there. You just see a little bit of light through there. So, I'm going to finish it. What's he laughing at?
Don't. He says, just use both catchphrases, Robert. It'll be fine.
I'm just going to finish off.
Yeah, YouTube selector that'll pick it anyway.
So just going to give a little bit of Hampshire sheen. High gloss.
Paula said she couldn't understand, but count me in to win. So once this live gets processed, it'll be a video on Steve's channel. Just go into the video and just leave a comment that says late night over the pond and you'll be in.
Yep. Everybody who leaves a comment with that will be entered into the draw. And like Lewis said, on the next live we do for you guys, early morning live or late night live or whatever you want to call it, we will announce the winner. We'll draw the winner and we'll announce the winner. So let's polish it up.
That's okay, Doug. I'll let you off.
So this will make it pop now, hopefully.
Some interesting speckles in that.
It's nice how the...
It's a beautiful piece of wood.
Mm.
Do you have anything in North America that kind of looks like that?
Not where I am. I think Jappy's away.
See you later, Jappy. Thanks for coming over, bud. Nice to see you.
Jappy.
Oh, I think that's his bedtime, isn't it? Just imagine.
What says, just accept it's going to Oz and be done with it.
Who said that? Who said that?
Bruce.
I think Bruce wants it. Don't you think Bruce wants the lot?
It kind of sounds like it, yeah.
He's convinced himself, Bruce, I don't want you being upset if you don't win it. I don't want you crying in the corner. Right, just hang the smock up. Look at the mess.
So much going on inside that bowl.
There is, yeah. Very nice.
There's a lot of little bits. I don't know whether they're inclusions off of branches or whether that's had something fixed to it or what. I don't know. But there's obviously, that's a bit of bark inclusion. There's another bit over here. Obviously, that was a branch coming out. There's a lot of, like you say, there's a lot of going on in there, isn't there?
There is.
So Doug is saying there's nothing that looks like that other than possibly apple.
Oh, really? It's definitely a pretty bit of wood. Let's put it on the end and see what. Let's
Yeah,
look at that.
you is a
Look at that.
stunning wood.
That is very pretty.
It is. Well done too.
It's got a nice. Thank you. It's got a nice swirly pattern in there, isn't it? Right, let's get it out.
Get it off.
Get it off the lathe, boy. Get it off the lathe. Right, let's put it on overhead. It's got fingerprints all over it now.
So Steve C says, when I win it, I'll put it next to your medieval bowl.
Oh, you got that, have you, mate? Oh, well done. Nice. That was a long while ago. That was on an auction for Scott, I believe, wasn't it? Medieval bowl. Yeah, I believe it was. So there we go. Nice little U-bowl. Finished size is 10¼ inches across by from the front edge to the back of the mortise is.
So Brian's had to leave us. Good night, Brian.
See you, Brian. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah,
Well, just over just 2 1/8 of an inch. 2 1/8 of an inch. So
That's
there you
about 52 mil.
Yeah, it's about 52 mil. Yeah. So there you go. Just I don't know if you can see that pearl in there. Can you flickering on the resin? It's got like a pearly effect to it. Nice.
Yeah, just about, I think, Steve. It's hard to see on my wee screen.
Yeah. So anyway, very nice. Right, let's bring you guys back. Look at the mess. Look at the mess.
I know.
Look at the mess.
Good. I'm glad you've got a lot of mess.
Thank you.
Don't be sending me that resin blank. You keep.
Oh, I'm going to send you one. That's going to be. I'm going to send you one. Actually, yeah, I might send one back with you when you come over in April. Right, so there we go. Nice. It's actually really nice.
Excellent.
Really,
Steve, well
really
done,
nice.
Bruce Watt says looks
Just got that
fantastic.
little bit.
Beautiful
Just
piece,
got a little
Steve.
bit popping through. I don't know if I put them lights on there. I don't know if you'll see that pop through here. Just see that little bit.
Andy says it was worth worth waking up to see.
So yeah, very nice.
Nice bowl, says Doug.
Thank you, everybody. Very much appreciate that.
Todd says it's like he can turn better in the late hours, Steve.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks for there's nothing better than a bit of confidence from your friends, is there? The support is overwhelming, Doug. Thank you very much.
That was Hodge. It was Hodge, not Doug.
Oh, was it? Oh,
No, it
Robert.
was
Sorry,
Hodgepodge.
Robert. Sorry.
That was Robert.
So you know it. So you know it was sincere.
Yeah. Well, Doug's all right. Doug's all right. Doug's a good man. I've been speaking to Doug for a long time. He's a good man. Right. So, U-bowl. If you would like to be the owner of this bowl, the message, Brian. What's the phrase?
Thank you,
What's the
Michael.
phrase, Brian?
Over the pond.
Late night over the pond.
There you go. So
There you go.
I'll stick that in the description of this video. So when it goes live, anybody who watches it,
That's a good
anybody
plan.
who wants to be entered for this bowl, will put a comment in, and then on the next live, which will be next month, perhaps do it tail end of the month again. Then we will announce the winner for this, and if they're in the chat at the particular time, then we can get their shipping details. You can message me your shipping details and I'll get it sent out to you. So there you go. If you want to be in chance with this resin, I don't know what we call it, resin U-bowl, whatever you want to call it, stick your comments in the chat. They won't be available. You won't be able to put your comments in until, I don't know, 4-5 hours maybe, because obviously the video take time to upload and process. So that's that. So thank you very much to everybody who's come over and joined us. Really do appreciate it. Hope everybody's enjoyed it. Hope we haven't bored people too much. And if you was in the UK and you was trying to sleep, I hope we put you to sleep. So, thank you to the guys in the background, Lewis and Brian. Thanks for keeping the chat going, guys.
You're welcome.
Very
And
well.
I hope you've enjoyed it, Lewis.
Lots of fun.
Good.
I did enjoy it.
Good, good. So, Bruce, yes, we will be going for the same time, 2 o'clock UK time. Whatever. Did Bruce say it's 8 o'clock over his time in Australia?
Oh, Kurt Andrews is there. Didn't see Kurt's name
Oh.
earlier.
Hi,
Kurt.
Kurt. Thanks for coming in.
Aye, Kurt.
So I hope you've enjoyed. If you have and you've enjoyed, then please think about hitting that thumbs up button. And if this is the first time to your channel, then welcome. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. So with that, it's now UK time. 3:42, 3:43, something like that.
Yep.
I'm now going to go to bed. Brian's now going to go to bed. Lewis is now going to start his day. What's the time over in your time, Lewis?
20 to 12 for me.
All right, so Lewis is most probably going. Well, no, not Lewis. Lewis most probably be up till stupid o'clock in the morning anyway. You know what he's like. He's normally going to bed when I get up in the morning at 5:30. So sometimes, yeah. Right, so we are going. A massive thank you to Doug Miller and Doug Moore for shouting out the videos. I really do appreciate it, gentlemen, because obviously this is our first time broadcasting or doing a live for you guys over the pond, and obviously a percentage of my followers are American, so it was nice that the support was there. So I really do appreciate that. So hopefully, guys, I'll put the link up for the next one. You guys will be joining us, be the same time, different, obviously, March, and we'll see you then. And hopefully someone will win this. So, hey guys, say good night. Say good night.
I know. Thanks for coming in.
Good night,
Night,
guys.
guys. Thanks for coming over. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
That's all, folks.